The president and CEO of Commonwealth Associates, Rich Collins. Hey, Rich.
Good afternoon, Bart. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well, doing well.
Rich soon will again be a downtown neighbor.
Sure.
You are currently in the process of renovating a really cool mid-century building in downtown Jackson. Tell us about the project.
So yeah, we bought the old Comerica headquarters next to the JSO. There's our sign there. We've got our sign we just hung. I think people finally figuring out what's going on a little bit. And so we committed years ago to be part of downtown Jackson. That's why we're part of the Anchor Initiative. And so that commitment's still there, even though we didn't do our big project we've talked about. I was always looking for a place for us to relocate to. And this is just a perfect place for Commonwealth to come. Yeah, we're in the middle of renovating it. We're trying to keep some of the mid-century modern touches in it, the travertine and some of the panels and things, not to lose the character of the building, but we're modernizing it and putting new stuff in. Yeah, some pictures here. So
it's really an awesome building. I've always loved this building.
It's really, and some of the cool things that we've found and decided. We found out early on, digging through the drawings, that building was designed by Commonwealth Associates in the 50s, which was really kind of a neat thing. I didn't know that. And so these are just some progress pictures on the main floor. That's the rendering of what the first floor is generally going to look like.
So those yellowish bays, those are stone.
Those are the stone columns that are still there. We kept those. And yeah, the flooring's not white, right? Because we're going to polish up the travertine that goes through there when we pulled the carpet. So this is obviously an early rendering from the architects, and this is going to be our waiting room, kind of an area for when people come in a public conference room there to the right. So yeah, and in the back, but this is really going to be our showpiece floor. We're going to have a really nice cafe that we don't have in our current building for people to mingle with booths and laptop setups. Encourage people to sit and talk and get to know each other differently and move around the building. and the high ceilings are so cool on this floor. And we kept all the circles, as you can see.
Yeah.
Didn't really change a lot of that part of it. And yeah, so I'm really excited about moving into a new facility like that. We've also taken some of the safes and things from the basement. We wanted to kind of keep some of the history of the bank there. So we've taken these safes. It was one of the pictures in there, and we're using them as a base, and we're going to put countertops over them, use them as tables in some of our conference rooms.
Oh,
they're still going to have the safe deposit box doors on them, and then we're also, we took the safe deposit box room, pulled out the middle, and that's going to be a small meeting room down in. What we've done is we made the lower level is more of our conference level. I don't want to seat anybody down there subterranean completely. So that's where our IT room is, in the conference rooms, and our other storage facilities and things like that. And all the people will be permanently seated above. One of the other cool aspects, I didn't get a picture of it, but there's we discovered up in one of the mezzanine mechanical rooms, there was a big board, and it was it doesn't work anymore, but an old electromechanical switchboard that you ran the system, the building system, the heating and the ventilating and stuff, and it had all these lights and cool things. It looks very engineering-like, but in the very middle of this piece was a metal plaque that says "Designed by Commonwealth Associates." Cool. So we actually extracted that, had the contractor take it. Be careful with this, and we relocated that down into down in the ground floor, so it's going to be visible to people. It's just kind of a cool nostalgic piece of the history of the building. So we've got modern parts and some of the history to go with it.
Well, I think that's really cool because these are surprises to you. When you bought this building, you did not know about the design history, the connection between Commonwealth.
I did not. Obviously, I was not at Commonwealth in the 50s. So, so yeah, I had no idea that the building was designed by Commonwealth. So that just made it cool.
And it brings you back downtown, and that's where you started.
It does. I mean, Commonwealth was downtown. We've left for a while. We're coming back. I really, really want to be a downtown partner. I want to be part of this vibrant revitalization, and I've always wanted that. And this is going to be our destiny here, is to come back to downtown.
Yeah, and a lot of company leaders are struggling with getting people back into the office after 2 years of work from home, and you've got quite an attraction now for people to come into work.
Yes, I right now we're still kind of very loose with that. The expectation is this will bring people in to the office more so, especially on Food Truck Tuesdays, and so things like that. I think it's going to change the whole dynamic of our staff here in the Jackson area, and so many people are excited about doing that, and it's going to be it's going to kind of boost our culture from that standpoint. One of those things where leaving after work, you can chit chat, you can walk down to the brewery, you can do different things after work, walkable from the office, and not have to get in your car and drive. So that's something I think will eventually develop within the staff from a camaraderie standpoint.
Oh yeah, they're going to love it. Trust us. It's an international company, not just here in Jackson, but headquartered here, working all over the world, and you've opened, I think, another new office.
We've expanded into Texas, so a lot of work done in Texas, as you can probably imagine with all their challenges that they've had. But that's been on our radar for a while. So we opened an office in Austin, Texas, and we've got a handful of folks down there, and we're looking to expand operations in that area, in that region. It's continue to expand our footprint around the country, and a lot of times certain places you need to have a presence, and Texas is one of them. We want to have cowboy hats and boots and be able to sell our stuff down in Texas.
Well, it certainly is a market that I think everyone's aware they've had challenges. It's a state-owned utility, isn't it, in Texas?
Well, the grid is kind of its own island there. They're kind of separate from the rest of the U.S. grid, so it's kind of a Texas thing. So ERCOT is the ISO there, and there's no interconnections with other states. Like here, we're interconnected to Ohio and Indiana, and they're just kind of an island down there, and that's where they want to be.
Well, it's an opportunity.
It is an opportunity.
Yeah, company growth. All these new battery companies, solar companies, the new future of renewable energy. How is that impacting? I guess an old line energy infrastructure company.
Right. So yeah, that was it's having a big impact. We made a decision. It was a pretty easy decision probably 4 years ago to think we need to start to really get serious about renewable energy, and we started with batteries. In fact, our first battery project was with Consumers Energy over in Kalamazoo. And since then, we do batteries for across the country, utility grade batteries outside of wind farms and things. Mitsubishi is a big player in that market, and so we're their engineer. So anytime Mitsubishi wins a battery job, Commonwealth tags along as the engineer. And so that was our first venture into it, and then now we've been doing solar farms. So there's a lot of activity in the solar arena. And you've seen these large acres and acres of solar farms. So we can now design a solar farm for people, and then the lines to the substation and attach it to the grid. So it's not replacing what we do now. There's so much infrastructure, traditional infrastructure, that still needs to be maintained and replaced and what have you. But this is an added to our portfolio of different things that we can do, and even all the renewable energy that you put in, you still have to build a line somewhere from the generation facility, and that's our expertise.
The last mile will always stay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think so many people are aware of Commonwealth in our community because not from the work that they do, but from the community support. We took about all the events and institutions that you support. It's interesting, I think, because the company is an employee-owned company.
Sure.
So it's money out of your pockets when you support, to invest in the community. Why do you do it?
Why do we do it? It's the right thing to do. One of our guiding principles is to give back to the community. And most of us, this is our hometown. The founders of this this version of Commonwealth Associates from back in '88. They were all Jacksonians. Okay, so they were the ones that put together the idea of maintaining an employee-owned company, and I'm from Jackson also, so I came. You know, I was raised here, went to Jackson High, and so we're committed to the community, and we think that's just a way to give back and get our employees involved with doing things. And we've sponsored a Bright Wall mural every year, and it's just one of our qualities that we like to do. We want people to know who Commonwealth is. People, a lot of them don't know Commonwealth is still around, and so that gives us a chance to explain what we do. I actually drove with one of the beer cart thing, not the beer cart, but at the Art Beer and Wine. I was the transportation guy and that was a lot of fun. I really had a good time doing that, so I'll probably try to do that again. That's really a lot of fun.
Well, we see you and a lot of your folks at these events as well, in addition to your financial support. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks for being here.
We appreciate the time.
When can we see you downtown permanently?
Probably, I'm hoping in January. I thought it was going to be December, and then the new sketch we got last week says final completion 12/15, but then we'll have to get our occupancy permit through the city. So probably now I'm looking, we don't want to move over Christmas in January. And yeah, we'll definitely, once we get everything ready to go, we'll have JT over. We can take a little tour of it sometime and show you what's going on over there. It'll be kind of a neat thing.
Yeah, cool. So, thanks, Rich.
You're welcome.
President and CEO of Commonwealth Associates, Rich Collins.